B316, please.
Yes. Mr. Speaker, sir, the number of reported cases of foot and mouth disease in Rodrigues as at last week is as follows. Pigs 13, that's 1-3. Les petits ruminants 23 et bovins 101. As for number of deaths, 8 bovins, 2 slaughtered. As for cases in Mauritius Island, no case of foot and mouth has been reported. For vaccination program, Mr. Speaker, sir, the answer is yes, vaccination program will be carried out. My ministry has contacted the Indian Ocean Commission for logistical support for procuring the vaccine. We are expecting to receive the vaccine at the end of the month. In fact, while waiting for the PQ to come, I received an SMS right now, if I may read it, because it is of direct relevance to the procurement of vaccine. I am informed that the vaccine will be loaded on the flight from, on the cargo flight from Emirates flight. We are expecting it on the 13th of May, therefore it should be reaching on that flight of Emirates, if all goes well. The vaccines are being procured from Boehringer Ingelheim. Sufficient number of doses have been ordered for both Rodrigues as well as Mauritius. But in the meantime, in order to control the spread of the disease, appropriate measures are being taken in Rodrigues, such as restriction of movement of animals, and they have declared over there the Commission for Agriculture red zones to contain the spread. Furthermore, my ministry has sent 2 veterinary officers from the Ministry of Agriculture here to help in Rodrigues. Of course, after they have been quarantined for 14 days here, they left Mauritius for Rodrigues on the 4th of May, and they are there now completing the 7 days quarantine in Rodrigues, and then they will be out in the field for purposes of the sero-surveillance exercise. Concerning the fact-finding committee report, Mr. Speaker, sir, the following measures have been taken by my ministry. First, when the restriction of movement of animals from Rodrigues to Mauritius was lifted way back in 2019, a system of movement permit was introduced to better control the movement of animals from Rodrigues to Mauritius. Only farmers whose farms meet the requirement of the Livestock and Veterinary Division are allowed to move livestock from Rodrigues to Mauritius. All animals moved from Rodrigues to Mauritius are inspected by veterinary officers at sea, and in case of suspicion of a disease, as laid down in the Animal Diseases Act, or in case of other notifiable diseases, the animals are not allowed to be disembarked in Mauritius. Secondly, the Import Permit Committee has been dismantled in 2019. Since then, applications for the import of products of animal origin and live animals are made to the Livestock and Veterinary Division through the Trade Net system, that is an online platform also known as the MNS. Applications are determined following a risk analysis carried out by the Livestock and Veterinary Division, taking into consideration the animal health status of the importing country. Third, in January of last year, 2020, an animal health surveillance and epidemiology unit has been set up at the level of Livestock and Veterinary Division of my ministry. This unit is mandated to implement the national animal health surveillance in respect of listed diseases, that is, diseases listed by the Organisation Internationale de l'Épizootie. 4 OIE listed diseases have so far been covered, namely foot and mouth disease, peste des petits ruminants, avian influenza, and African horse sickness. Moreover, training of veterinary officers and laboratory technologists are ongoing through online training sessions carried out under the support towards operationalization of SADC Regional Agricultural Policy, also known as the STO-SAR project, and with the support of the European Union. Fourth, the feasibility for setting up a state-owned quarantine facility is currently being looked into. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Sir.
Yes, thank you, Honourable Minister. Can the Honourable Minister inform this House if a monitoring committee has been set up as recommended by the fact-finding committee to be chaired by the head of the veterinary service in Mauritius?
We are regularly monitoring with the PVO, that is the Principal Veterinary Officer here, together with the, I forgot his name, the officer responsible in Rodrigues Commission for Agriculture, Environment, Forestry, Fisheries and Marine Parks, which is headed by a departmental head. And I also can inform the House that I am briefing Cabinet every Cabinet meeting since the outbreak of FMD in Rodrigues.
With regard to the setting up of this monitoring committee, the aim was to establish protocols in such a case. So will the Honourable Minister consider establishing that monitoring committee?
The work is being done, Mr. Speaker. So my learned friend and the House will recall that, in fact, the fact-finding committee had laid much emphasis on, firstly, prompt reporting, because on the last occasion, I think it was in 2016, there was no prompt reporting. In this case, the reporting was within a few hours. I think within 4 hours, Rodrigues had already informed, and the process had already started. The fact-finding committee also had recommended for the collect of samples to be sent so that to confirm whether it is really FMD or not. This was done. Samples collected and sent to ANSES Laboratory in France. ANSES is l'Agence nationale de sécurité sanitaire de l'alimentation, de l'environnement et du travail. Despite confinement, all this was done. ANSES confirmed that the FMD existed. So all those recommendations of fact-finding committee has been implemented. I can also recall for the serosurveillance, which is being undertaken, and the vaccination, as opposed to slaughtering. Vaccination, we have to understand one thing, it is not readily available, should be ordered. We have ordered sufficient amounts. If I recall, it's 180,000. As soon as they arrive, the vaccination will start.
Last supplementary.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Sir, can the Honourable Minister inform this House if government is contemplating paying a compensation to all those affected by this disease in Rodrigues?
Of course, this is being looked into. This is being looked into, but it is still quite premature at this stage in view of especially the number of deaths. But this government never turns its back on farmers and breeders, and this is not the case now to start doing it.
Next question.